Today, we are taking a blast into the past and making gingerbread! In the Renaissance times, ginger was a very popular spice, and it was used in many desserts and all kinds of stuff. That's ginger right there. Alright.
So right now,
let's get started.
Rachel is mixing half a cup of butter and 1 cup of molasses. And Jordan right now is mixing together the 3 cups of flour and the spices together. Now the spices are...
we need 1 teaspoon of ginger, nutmeg, allspice, cloves,
right,
and cinnamon.
Yo.
And then you have to mix that all together.
And that is flour inside.
Yeah, 3 cups of flour.
In the Middle Ages, people ate what they could afford. This mostly consisted of barley, spices, meat, and homegrown vegetables and spices. If they were lucky and had access to a waterway, they also had fish.
Spices were very popular, just like they are today. They used salt to preserve meat, and most peasants couldn't afford it though. So peasants used spices to cover up the taste of rotting meat. Ugh. Since back then they had no way to refrigerate meat.
More molasses.
If you were poor and eating it with the nobles, the salt would be placed on the opposite side of the table you were at, because only the nobles had the privilege of eating more expensive spices like salt.
It's kind of mean.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
At the table, when they were eating, they would usually use 1 large trough-like container, and they would use their hands to grab food out of it. Are you guys ready?
Okay.
Are we ready?
Now we are ready to add.
No, should do that.
Okay. Now we are almost ready to pour in the 2 teaspoons of baking soda
And the boiling water.
sorry. Wrong thing. And 1 cup of boiling water.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Okay. Here, Lauren, pour it slowly.
Pour it, please.
Yeah, slowly.
And as she continues mixing.
Yeah, pour it slowly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we must add 1 more cup of boiling water.
I should put that in.
No.
Yeah, you don't do it. Okay.
Fill the cup to a full 1 cup measure.
But this say pour it in. Okay, do that slowly.
And now you add the flour and the spice mixture slowly while stirring.
Yes.
Lauren has beaten 2 eggs for us, and we'll add those in as soon as we're done mixing.
Okay. Now, barley was eaten for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Did you say in the Middle Ages? Yes.
During the Middle Ages. To make things more interesting, the peasants would make barley into pancakes, pizzas, soup, and even beer. Yummy.
Okay.
Now, as we were waiting for that to go, Jordan has a little fun fact for you.
Alright.
Yes.
As they transitioned into the Renaissance, a lot of the food from the Middle Ages came with it, except it was a more updated version. So, like when the soldiers were all fighting in the Crusades, they ate a lot of West Asian style foods,
like
and
lemon,
fruits, like and there's like lots of
Mediterranean.
more Mediterranean foods. So then when they came back home, they wanted all this stuff. So this shifted the foods, and so
Really
now
affected.
so now instead of like the Middle Ages when it was really unhealthy and they didn't eat a lot, it was very bland. Now is the Renaissance where they had more fruits and vegetables and like they had more feast.
Better diet.
Yeah, better diet, much healthier, but it was also like much better tasting.
Okay. The potato and corn revolution. Revolutionized European farming. Okay. Also,
yes. Okay, Jordan is now adding the eggs.
yes. And that is 2 cups, or no, 2 eggs, and they are beaten.
Yes.
I
the
picked
coop.
these from the coop early this
Preferably
morning.
large eggs from the biggest hens.
Mmm.
Alright. So as Rachel finishes mixing this
Delicacy.
yummy delicacy,
We will name some spices that we know were in the Middle Ages.
Gingerbread is a dessert from the Middle Ages, and in the Renaissance, for their dessert, they had fruit.
Yeah, they made marmalade.
jellies.
And they called it the fruit course instead of dessert.
Yeah.
They thought dessert was a vulgar term.
Yes. And hence the fruit, it was a healthier dessert choice.
Yes.
Usually in the Middle Ages, the higher class was able to buy more food than the peasants.
Indeed.
And they usually were fatter than
Yeah,
the
the nobles
peasants.
were more well fed, but the peasants also grew their own crops.
Yes.
Yeah, but the peasants
actually
couldn't
looked.
afford many spices, and they couldn't even afford salt or anything.
Or sugar.
Or sugar.
As trade with the Middle East increased, they had more sugar, but it was really expensive, so
Yeah.
peasants didn't have it. Okay, this looks good.
All
Yes,
right.
it does.
Now we are going to take the mixture and we are going to pour it into a baking dish.
Yeah. And we used
I used Pam. Which,
Make sure you spray the sheet
yeah,
first.
make sure you grease it with lard or Pam or Crisco or whatever you like.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway.
Oh, and we will bake this in a preheated oven, in a heated store.
No, preheated oven.
At 350 degree temperature for 30 minutes.
Alright. Put this in. And we have already actually prepared a batch for you.
How many minutes?
So I'm going to get that out of the oven after Lauren puts this in.
They can't see it. Camera, Rachel. Rachel, turn the camera. No, Rachel, stop. Hold on. Okay.
Oh,
Yum.
yum. That looks mighty tasty.
The bread of ginger!
Okay.
So, usually when they ate, they would have dishes like this, but they were longer and deeper, and they would just use their hands to grab the food.
Yeah, they didn't use
They
any
didn't really use
utensils.
They were very barbaric.
It was a free-for-all.
kind of nasty.
And now you may enjoy some in your classroom.
Yay!
Stop music.
Bye.